rock and roll family, and welcome back to Rock Lore. You know, when we talk about the 1980s, most people's minds go straight to the big, shiny stadium rock, the hairspray, the power ballads, the MTV hits. But what if I told you that for every mega hit that filled arenas, there was an absolute masterpiece that got totally lost in the shuffle? Think of it like this. The big names were the headliners, but the real magic was happening in the clubs and record stores, waiting to be discovered. Today, we're digging deep. I've been a rock fan for over 30 years, and I'm telling you, this is the good stuff. We're counting down 15 of the most criminally underrated 80s rock albums that deserved a lot more attention than they ever got. Grab your headphones, because you're about to find your new favorite album. Let's dive in, starting at number 15. Kicking things off at number 15, we have a band that was too punk for the mainstream and too chaotic for the indie kids. The Replacements were the kings of beautiful messes, and this album is their perfectly polished masterpiece. Most people think of them as a rebellious, shambling rock band, but on Pleased to Meet Me, they wrote some of the most heartfelt, heartbreaking songs of the decade. Tracks like Alex Chilton and Skyway are pure songwriting gold. It's the sound of a band finally trying to grow up, but still keeping a bottle of whiskey under the table. It's a must-listen. If you thought that was a deep cut, wait until we get to number 14, which is a band so ahead of its time, they practically invented their own genre. Hey, Rock Lore community! Before we continue, let's have a real talk for a second, bro. You know, this isn't just a channel to us. And I hope it's not just a place you come to watch a video and then forget about it. This is a community. It's a place where we get to dig up the secrets of rock and roll, share our favorite riffs, and celebrate the artists who maybe didn't get the love they deserved. Right now, only about 1% of our viewers are subscribed. We can change that together and grow this community. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button with the notification bell on. When you do, you're not just helping a channel grow, you're becoming a member of the Rock Lore family. You're signaling to us and to YouTube that these stories matter, that this music is worth preserving, and that this community is a place you want to be. Subscribing is your way of making sure you're always in the loop. It means you'll be the first to know when we unearth a forgotten legend, drop a new countdown, or dive into a piece of rock history you've never heard before. So if you're a true fan of the lore, if you get that same feeling of discovery that I do, then come join us. It takes 1 second to be a part of something bigger. Coming in at number 14, we have King's X, a band that should have been household names. Their sound is like a collision of funk grooves, progressive rock ambition, and heavy metal thunder, all held together by 3-part harmonies that will absolutely blow your mind. This is a heavy, spiritual, and incredibly complex record that influenced countless bands, from Pearl Jam to Pantera, but never quite broke through. It's a perfect piece of rock lore that proves you don't have to be famous to be legendary. Trust me, the next one is even more surprising. At number 13, let's talk about The Alarm. If you love the passion and political fire of early U2, You absolutely need to hear this album. The Welsh band delivered powerful, anthemic folk punk with acoustic guitars and impassioned vocals that sounded every bit as vital as their more famous contemporaries. This album isn't just music. It's a call to arms. Did this album fly under your radar back in the day? Let me know in the comments. And speaking of vital, our next album is a chaotic masterpiece that marked the end of a legendary band. Husker do at number 12. Their final album is a sprawling double LP that is an absolute masterpiece. It shows them at the height of their powers, blending blistering hardcore with pop hooks and introspective songwriting that had you headbanging 1 minute and thinking about life the next. This is a monumental achievement that marked the end of an era, and it's a perfect example of a band pushing their sound to its absolute limit. If you've never heard this one, get ready for a wild ride. Our next album, coming in at number 11, is a psychedelic post-punk gem that's darker and more powerful than anything they did after. Most people know The Cult from their later hard rock hits, but at number 11, we're going back to their psychedelic roots with the album Love. While She Sells Sanctuary was a hit, the album as a whole is a post-punk gem. Ian Astbury's mystical vocals and Billy Duffy's jangly, echo-laden guitar riffs create a sound that's both massive and intimate. It's a darker, more powerful album that's a fan favorite for a reason. Did you discover this album before or after their biggest hits? Next, we're heading to Nashville for a forgotten gem that practically invented its own genre. At number 10, we have the album that defines cowpunk. Jason and the Scorchers, a Nashville band that should have been huge, blended blistering punk rock with country twang and raw energy like nobody else. Fervor is a perfect, sweaty, no-holds-barred record that proves punk and country aren't so different after all. It's authentic, it's electric, and it's a piece of rock lore that's begging to be rediscovered. I can't believe this album didn't get more love. And if you think that's a wild combination, wait until you hear number 9.
When will change come? Just like spring rain. There beside. When will change come?
The Go-Betweens, at number 9, were the masters of literate, beautifully crafted jangle pop. This album is full of brilliant hooks, witty lyrics, and a sound that's both melancholic and utterly charming. It's the kind of album that makes you feel like you're in a movie. They were a band of brilliant storytellers who never got the mass audience they deserved.
Elbows in the breeze. With all these people that I coming down like blowing here so smooth.
What's a lyric from this album that stuck with you? Share it in the comments.
A
under the Milky Way tonight. Wish I knew what you were looking for.
Most people know the church for Under the Milky Way, but at number 8, the entire album, Starfish, is a dreamy, psychedelic rock journey. It's a sonic landscape of shimmering guitars, soaring melodies, and poetic lyrics. This is a thinking person's rock album that deserves to be on every classic rock playlist. It's a beautiful, atmospheric record that was way ahead of its time.
Under the Milky Way tonight.
If you thought that was a deep cut, wait until we get to number 7, which is a band so ahead of its time, they practically invented their own genre. Hardcore punk legends Bad Brains, at number 7, took a sharp turn with this album, blending their trademark speed with funk and metal. It's a wildly creative, genre-defying record that proved they were more than just a hardcore band. Eye Against Eye is a mind-bending, heavy track that shows their genius. This album is a testament to their creativity and their refusal to be put in a box. What's a lyric from this album that stuck with you? Share it in the comments. In an era dominated by Rush and Iron Maiden, this Canadian power trio was putting out some seriously heavy and sophisticated rock. The album is a perfect mix of hard-hitting metal, Allied Forces, and progressive epics, Magic Power. It's a headbanger's delight that deserved bigger stages and more attention. This is a classic rock album that's been hiding in plain sight for decades. What's a different Triumph album that you think is a creative masterpiece? You know, bro, there's just something special about the sound of a classic rock album on vinyl. It's how these albums were originally meant to be heard, the warmth, the crackle, and the ritual of dropping the needle on the record. It's an experience that digital just can't recreate. And if you've ever wanted to dive into that classic vinyl sound, but didn't know where to start, I've got you covered. I've been checking out this Victrola Bluetooth portable suitcase turntable. It's the perfect way to get into vinyl. You just pop it open, put on a masterpiece like Led Zeppelin's 4 or Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon, and let the needle drop on that legendary groove. The best part is, it's a suitcase design, so you can literally take your rock and roll vibes anywhere. You can move it from your bedroom to the living room, or even take it to a friend's place. And it even has Bluetooth, so you can stream music from your phone when you're not spinning records. It's the best of both worlds. This is a great starting point for any fan who wants to feel the foundation of rock lore in a whole new way. If you're interested in grabbing one for yourself, I've put a link to it in the description below. Clicking that link and buying one is an awesome way to support the channel and help us keep bringing you more deep dives into the music we all love. So go check it out, and let's get back to the countdown. At number 5, we have Stevie Ray Vaughan, who single-handedly revitalized the blues in the 80s. And this debut album is a clinic in guitar mastery. It's an instant classic that feels timeless, showcasing a bluesman with a soul from another era. While he's revered now, this album was a slow burn that didn't immediately get the attention it deserved. This is a perfect example of an album that's been hiding in plain sight for decades. If you thought that was a deep cut, wait until we get to number 4. At number 4, we have the Long Ryders, who, as one of the first cowpunk bands, were a breath of fresh air. This album is a perfect blend of 60s folk rock and punk energy. It's a gritty, powerful, and authentic record that sounds just as good today as it did back then. It's the kind of album that makes you feel like you're in a movie. What's a different album on our list that you think is a creative masterpiece? This band's unique mix of ska, folk, and new wave was a creative force. The album produced hits like "And We Danced" and "Day by Day," but the entire record is a smart, energetic, and perfectly crafted pop-rock gem that holds up incredibly well. It's an album that's a perfect blend of 80s pop and raw rock energy. What's a different album on our list that you think is a creative masterpiece?
I've kissed my reflection shoes. Boys and girls don't understand the devil makes work for idle hands.
This British band was the antidote to the slickness of the late 80s. With their aggressive punk sound and cynical lyrics, they were a no-frills, straight-ahead rock band. The title track alone is a classic piece of post-punk that should be a staple on every rock station. It's a raw, honest, and powerful record that's a perfect piece of rock lore.
I'm living on the never, never, never. This time it's gonna be forever. Go! Rock!
What's a different album on our list that you think is a creative masterpiece? Hey, rock lore community. Before we continue, let's have a real talk for a second, bro. You know, this isn't just a channel to us. And I hope it's not just a place you come to watch a video and then forget about it. This is a community. It's a place where we get to dig up the secrets of rock and roll, share our favorite riffs, and celebrate the artists who maybe didn't get the love they deserved. Right now, only about 1% of our viewers are subscribed. We can change that together and grow this community. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button with the notification bell on. When you do, you're not just helping a channel grow. You're becoming a member of the Rocklore family. You're signaling to us and to YouTube that these stories matter, that this music is worth preserving, and that this community is a place you want to be. Subscribing is your way of making sure you're always in the loop. It means you'll be the first to know when we unearth a forgotten legend, drop a new countdown, or dive into a piece of rock history you've never heard before. So if you're a true fan of the lore, if you get that same feeling of discovery that I do, then come join us. It takes 1 second to be a part of something bigger. And finally, at number 1, we have an album that is, without a doubt, a conceptual masterpiece, Marillion's Misplaced Childhood. For anyone who thought progressive rock was dead and buried in the 80s, this album is a powerful emotional rebuttal. It's a complete, immersive story from start to finish, with soaring melodies, poetic lyrics, and a sense of drama that will draw you in and not let go. It was a huge smash hit in the UK, but for some reason, it was tragically overlooked in the US.
I'm sorry, I can't, 'cause we get it together again.
It's a work of art that feels as important and grand as any rock opera ever written. This is the album that proves the 80s were about more than just pop and synth. It was a decade of true artistic ambition.